I'm sitting here debating, and I have no debate in the matter. Spirit told me to cut the darn camera on. I thought I was going to get on and do a meditation, and then I was like, Spirit's like, just get on, turn the camera on, and just listen, talk. I'm like, what? What does that mean? So I guess I gotta follow directions. I don't guess. I have to follow directions. Because I'm like, should I teach something? Should I do a vibe session? We'll see. We'll see what it is. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Come in, come in, come in. How's your morning going? How are you vibing this morning? This is gonna be an open space, so this is gonna be a high vibrational space. So if you got something, hey baby, Grand Rising. Who is this? Ketty01. Hey my love, how you doing, baby? Grand Rising. So listen, I don't know if y'all are at work or headed to work or something like that, or you got something you want to get off your chest, something you need to release. Let's do that here. Let's do that here in this space this morning, okay? Hey my love, I'm amazing. How are you doing? Lexi, hey Lexi. How you doing, mama? Grand Rising. Who is this? Dottie Cash. Hey Dottie Cash, Grand Rising. How you doing, my love? How y'all doing? Let me know. Like I said, I got up and Spirit's like, get online. I'm like, what? Get online and do what? So I thought I was going to do a meditation. That was my plan. And then Spirit said, no, I want you to just do like a, I'm amazing, baby. How you doing? I want you to just get on and listen. Let the people talk. You listen, give advice, whatever it is, right? No judgments on all these beautiful things. So that's what we're going to do. Sorry, my internet is lagging so bad. It's okay. It might be mine. Because on my other camera over here, it says slow connection. So like I said, if you have something you want to talk about, something you want to get off of your chest, if you want to meditate, we can do that too. But let me know. This is what I'm going to be here for this morning. If you're at home, go grab you a cup of coffee, some tea. Am I a small creator? Because I am. Well, I don't consider myself a creator, baby. I don't consider myself a creator. I'm here, look, to illuminate your path so you can find your purpose. And so if that puts me in that category, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not worried about all that good stuff. But how is it going for you? I've been on here about, well, see, my journey has started kind of like in 2022. So I get on, I get off, I get on, I get off. I'm not great with it. The internet is not my thing. It is not my thing. I can't stand it, if you want me to be honest. So it's hard for me to get on here like that. So you a streamer? Okay, okay. Hey, Emerald. Who is this? Emeraldo. Hey, my love. How you doing? Hi, how are you, baby, today? I'm amazing. Look, I just woke up. I only been up about 5 minutes here. I ain't gonna lie to you. You look stunning. Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you. Look, so do you. I know you do, too. Hey, baby, Grand Rising. Oh, and I just thank you, girl. Thank you, mama. Look, I'm gonna go find you so I can do you back, girl. I will sub back to you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are so amazing this morning. But how are y'all doing? Where are y'all from? I want to know all these beautiful things. Yeah, I got this cup from either Target or Walmart's, girl. Well, look, with the plates. Yes. Australia? Oh, okay. How is the weather over in Australia right now? Is it cold? Oh, this tea hot. I want to drink it so bad. Yeah, I think I got it from Walmart though, Alexi. Where are you from? I'm from Texas actually. I'm from the United States. I've been here all my life. I was born in San Antonio and now I live in Dallas. So, but I'm from San Antonio. I've been here all my life. Now, last year I had moved to California and I absolutely loved it. I plan on going back at some point here, but I had to come back to Texas for a little bit. But I've lived here my whole life though. Who is this? Ooh, Kaya. Can I call you that? Because I don't know how to say this, girl or sir, and I don't want to mess it up. What's your name? Y'all got to tell me y'all names because I'm telling you now, I'm going to slither these things on the side here. I never do well with those. But how are y'all vibrating? Is everybody doing okay? Look, are y'all experiencing any of this end of the 9-year cycle chaos? I got on live here about 2 days ago and talked about that. And so I just said I wasn't going to teach anything, but I guess I just can't help it because when I was on here the day before yesterday, I was telling you guys about we're talking about the fact that we're at the end of the 9-year cycle. So we have 2 more weeks. Today makes 2 weeks that we have left to close out this 9-year cycle. And so you may be experiencing certain things in your life right now that may have you in a little bit of a disarray here. But like I was explaining, this is absolutely on purpose because it's time to close out those loose ends, let go of those things that that you need to let go of. Tap into the spaces and places that that spirit has for you. And so when it comes to going into these places and spaces that spirit is having you to go into, a lot of times we don't want to go into these places. It may be a place of the past, it may be a place of the future, because the thing about it is when you're on this journey going into your higher self, right, you're gonna have to deal with those things in your past. Okay, there's a lot of hindrances and blockages that are keeping you from moving on. This is the whole point of you having to go in and do your shadow work, okay? But now, the beauty in this is the fact that your pain is where you find your purpose. So like I keep saying, the more trauma and chaos and challenges and trials and tribulations and things of that nature that you've experienced in your life in the past, it may be happening currently. This is your source of power. This is where your power lies. But the thing about it is, you have to begin to go in and alchemize and transmute these negative energies that are keeping you tethered to this low, dense, heavy vibration of yourself. Okay? And so now, when it comes to alchemizing, this is the thing. Let me know if y'all can hear me, so if not, I can cut this waterfall off. Can y'all hear me? Good or no? Let me know right quick. Well, I'm going to take that as a yes because I don't see nothing coming through, and I hope this thing ain't lacking. So, listen, I'm going to jump into this right quick. So, like I said, when it comes to you going into the higher vibration of yourself, you're going to have to begin to start alchemizing and transmuting this low, negative, dense energy. Okay, these are going to be the things 9 times out of 10 dwelling in your shadows. Okay, these are going to be your blockages and your hindrances, the things that have been pushed down and not allowed to surface, because when they surface, they hold you in a certain emotional state that does not allow you to thrive. Okay, now let's talk about alchemy first. What alchemy is, because a lot of people don't know what alchemy is. Now, originally, when you look it up, you're going to see that alchemy was the practice in the older times here of transforming base metals into gold. Okay, but at its core, when you think about it, it's really about transformation. Okay, in your life and all these beautiful things. It's another one of those allegories. I tell you about these allegories all the time, like the Bible, a book of allegories. This is no different. A lot of things that you come through in life are gonna be allegoric, because it is not available to you until you reach a certain level of consciousness. This is why, like I keep telling you, when you come into things and you don't understand, and it's because you've not reached that level of consciousness, right? But anyway, let me go back to alchemizing. So when it comes to spiritual alchemy, okay, the practice of spiritual alchemy is, first of all, to understand that alchemizing something is spirit, first of all, purifying you. Okay, it is a way that spirit hold on, let me get my notes here, because now I'm getting excited and I'm getting a little razzle dazzled here, because I said I wasn't going to do this here, but I cannot help myself. So listen, let's get into it. Alchemy is when spirit comes in and, like I says, purifies you. Okay, when spirit comes in and refines you. Okay, when spirit alchemizes you, right, this is going to be 9 times out of 10 when you find yourself in a hard space. Let me say that first. Okay, let me cut this water off. Hold on. Okay, now, like I said, I'm sorry, I got a little excited, okay, because I said I wasn't going to do this, but I can't help myself, so forgive me. But like I said, if you have something that you want to talk about, something you want to release, especially, look, we got 2 weeks left in this year to let these things go, please do that. We can absolutely get into that, okay? But in the meantime, in the between time, I'm going to show you what to do with this negative energies here. Now, like I said, alchemy is transmuting. Like I said, it's going to be transmuting that negative energy now into positive, okay? And when it comes to the negative energies that I'm talking about your negative belief system, those negative emotions, that negative heart, soul, and mind space that tends to take over. Okay, that's where the shadow work comes in, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, these things that you have experienced have happened in your past, but yet you still allow them at this present point in your life, like I said, to hold you in certain emotional states. So instead of allowing these emotions to hold you in these negative states, you go in and alchemize these negative emotions, thought processes, whatever it is, and then they become your power. Remember, nothing has happened to you by chance. Everything that has happened to you in your life has absolutely been on purpose. So part of your alchemizing, like I said, is spirit purifying you, right? Spirit refining you. So you're going to have to go through that fire when you find yourself in that hard space, because like I said, it may be happening currently. If you've not yet broke this chain and bondage off of yourself, then you are still going to be experiencing these certain situations until you rise in consciousness. This is where that loop comes in. Why you keep experiencing the same things over and over and over? Because you've not alchemized that negative energy that is lying in your system. Okay? So, when spirit begins alchemizing you, remember, alchemy happens by fire. Spirit purifies you by fire. Spirit refines you by fire. So these hard situations that you've gone through, that you may go through, they're on purpose. But when you find yourself in them now, you got to start going through them, going into this fire. You going into this fire is where you are going to get the understanding and the insights, the revelations that you need to receive the understanding that you need, so these emotions can be converted. They're still negative and hold you in these negative spaces and places because you don't have the understanding of them. Until you can understand them, you won't be able to accept them. Until you can accept them, you can transform them into the love vibration that you need to be vibrating off of. Remember, loving yourself is the basis of this. You absolutely must love yourself first before anything in your life can happen and be successful. So at your core, there are underlying issues that keep you from vibrating at this high vibration, because every time you get up there, every time you even start to get up that way, one of these things in that shadow pulls you back. So again, you have to understand that pain is your power and where your purpose derives, my love. So don't keep running from it. It's time for you to run into it. Is it going to be hot? Absolutely, because it's that fire, right? But part of purification is what? Purifying is when spirit comes in and removes the contaminants from your heart, your soul, and your mind space, your belief system here, so you can vibrate up. All that luggage you carrying around, all that past issues, that's what, again, is tethering you to this ground here. That is what is keeping you from rising, my loves. Okay? And so the part where it says that when you are alchemized, you are turned into gold, or something is turned into gold after it is alchemized, is meaning once you come out of that situation, that place that you go through so you can get the healing that you need, where that alchemy takes place, when you come out, you are going to be gold. You are going to be golden, because you are no longer chained and bonded to those things anymore. Once you come out of that fire, you have been refined, renewed, restored, reborn, awakened, whatever you want to call it here. That's another part of alchemy. So when now in your life, when these situations or these people, you find yourself in these places, you now have the skills, tools, wisdom, knowledge that you need to operate in them. They can no longer take you down. So that means you are now what? Vibrating higher. The things that used to have the power to consume you no longer have that power. You are no longer afraid of those people, those places, and those things anymore. They no longer have power over you. That's what you look like after you have been alchemized, after you have been turned into gold. But the second part of alchemy is the transmutation, because you have to now transmute energies. And transmutation means to transform energy from one state to another. That's why alchemy and transmutation go hand in hand. They're one and the same. Everything you alchemize, you transmute. That's that conversion from that negative to that positive. Okay? And also in those places and spaces now that you have removed that negativity, that's where that transmutation comes in, because now there's going to be positive things deposited into those negative spaces that were consuming you. And when it comes to spirit, transmutation and alchemizing with spirit, right? Along your journey of being alchemized, of going through it, spirit is going to begin to give you revelations here. And in those revelations come you rising in consciousness. And when you rise in consciousness, that means you have broken off one of those chains that was keeping you bound. And once you break that chain off, you now have access to certain things that have been lying dormant in your system. Remember, when you were born in your entirety, meaning there is nothing that you will ever need that is outside of you. So whenever something happens in your life, the first place you should ever go seek and look and find the answer to is always within. But the only way to access these things is certain. You must rise in consciousness. You must reach certain levels. You must, it's a part of your evolution. You must evolve. You must grow. You must expand. And so when you're being alchemized again, and you are getting the beautiful self-exploration and discovery and all these things, like I'm saying, that you need to get your healing, because alchemy is a whole process, right? It's a whole thing within itself. And in the midst of that alchemization, I don't even know if that's a word. I probably made it up. And if I did, that's okay. We're going to go with it, because that's what it's called. Like I said, your higher self, your God self, the version of you that you don't know yet, is absolutely going to be peeking through. And in that peeking through, you are going to be getting beautiful ideas. Realizing you have certain talents and creativity that you did not even know of. And you still don't know of, because you've not yet become. And this is where that transmuting comes in. This is where you begin to transform that energy from spirit into the physical realm. Meaning into you. That energy is going to come from above and through. It is your responsibility to transmute it. Meaning you have to first of all believe. You cannot receive anything you don't believe. Belief is the first thing. Let me say that. You absolutely must believe it, because if you don't believe it, you cannot feel it. And I keep on telling you, you cannot have something that you do not feel. Your life right now, everything in your life is what you feel. Think about it for a minute. This may require a moment of being open, honest, and transparent with yourself. But in actuality, your reality, the place that you sit in right now, your life, everything happening in and around you is because of what you believe, feel, and think about yourself. Whether it was then or now. This is how powerful you are. Come on, like, snap in. I want you to snap in here. Forgot about my tea. Oh, that's good. I let it get a little too cold. Okay, so that's the first thing. You got to believe it. When you begin to get these, you absolutely must believe it. Is it here yet? No. We know that. You know that. But for you to see it is showing you that it is absolutely a possibility. You just have to choose it. You have to decide to have it, to reach that vibration of self. You don't just have these beautiful glimpses and thoughts and all these random things about yourself. And then the fact that they come through and we don't believe them, because I've been in that place too. Especially depending on where you at in your life. And God is showing you these things, and the infinite is coming through, and the multiple possibilities here. Oh God, you can't even begin to wrap your mind around it, because you cannot even fathom. Why is that? Why can't you fathom? Why can't you begin to even believe it? Because a person can only see on the level of consciousness that they reside. So again, this is a choice. When you see these things and you're receiving them, you have to choose to believe, so you can allow that belief to turn into a feeling. That feeling is what becomes an emotion. That emotion is where creation, that's your creation station. Your emotions, your feelings, your mood, your vibration, look, whatever you want to call it. That is your creation station. That is where you create from. That is where you live from. That is where you experience from. That is it. That is your core. That is embedded in some part of your three minds here, your conscious, sub, and un. So once you can get your belief system going here, and you can get that feeling going here and allow that motion to set. Once that emotion gets up into your system, but remember again, it has to be in alignment, meaning it has to be in your heart, your mind, and your soul system. It has to be in that conscious, unconscious, and subconscious mind. They have to be in alignment. It has to be God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. You see what I'm saying here? Whatever it is to you, they have to be in alignment. Remember, whatever controls the soul controls the man. And the control of the soul comes from the spirit. So whatever thought, coming from the light or the dark is what controls the spirit. So that's the ultimate control of the man. So with that being said, and I know it's not easy. Let me say that it's not easy. This is a practice. This is a thing. This is why I get on here and tell you here. This is a thing. These are muscles. You got to get used to working them. So it's not going to be easy, and that's okay. Just like everything you thought that you knew up to this point was implemented into you. How was it implemented into you? Because it was taught to you, told to you on a daily basis, repetitiously, over and over. So when it comes to this journey of you going into your higher self, now that you are conscious of that knowing, it is your responsibility to keep that mind going on a certain thought process over and over. You implementing these thoughts into your system. This is part of the reprogramming. And once you get into your ebb and flow here, Everything will just start falling into place. You won't have to do anything because it'll become a part of who you are, a part of your natural state. And when it becomes a part of your natural state, when you look in the mirror, that is what you will see. You will no longer see the person you used to be. But you got to get into your flow. I'm telling, oh God, just thinking about it, because I'm not always in flow and I've been out of flow. Listen, I'm telling you, when you are in flow, when you are out of flow. When you are out of flow, everything is hard. Nothing comes easy. Everything has resistance. Everything is a fight. It's always one thing after another with no solution in sight, no help in sight. And it's just a constant loop of experiences, whether it's a person, a place, or a thing. From the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to sleep at night, it's just one fucking thing after another, just one after another. No matter what you do. And when you do get 2 steps ahead, well, what happens? You fall 10 back. You're not in flow. You're not in flow. And there's even going to be times where you are in flow, right? And everything will just stop. Nothing's moving. Why? Because you're being required to go higher. So that is a time for you to evaluate self, take a look around your world, and understand what it's time for you to part with. Just like I'm saying, right now it's the end of the year, like I said, and we got 2 weeks to end this 9-year cycle. But besides that, in your life, there's constantly going to be a shift or an upgrade. To whom much is required, much is given, much is required. You can't be expecting and asking and praying for these grand things and not have the capacity to hold them if you were to receive them. You have to be mindful of this. Not only be mindful, but be serious. Go in and move those mountains out of your way. Go in and remove those blockages and limitations, and then put up boundaries for yourself so you don't have to keep enduring these things. Go into that past, to that shit that is holding you. It can't hurt you no more. It's already happened. And it does not have the power to keep consuming the life left that you have to live. That's not fair to you to even allow yourself to continue to stay in this place. You have to get out. You absolutely have to pick a stopping point. And to really, again, know and understand that everything that is happening around you is happening inside of you. The only way to stop it, the only way to get it under control here is you have to go in. There is no way around it. You must go in. So a lot of people ask me, well, how do you get in? I don't know how to get in. Well, when I talk about meditating and creating your atmosphere and going into your cocoon and all these things, that's what that is. That is you going in. You have to take time to go in. You have to stop allowing the outside to control you. What's going on outside of you should not have any control over your day, your mood, how you're feeling, what you're doing, nor should anyone else. No one else No one outside of you should have the ability to control how you feel, what you're doing, how you're moving, and all. Absolutely not. Anything other than you has control over you. You have allowed that thing, that situation, that person, that place, that thing to take control over you. The flesh, it may even be the flesh. Let's talk about it, because a lot of times we already know the flesh will take control. That subconscious, that unconscious mind will take control, and you operating off of a battery pack here. You're not taking any thought or in any consideration into what you're doing throughout your day. You're running on autopilot. You're running in out of survival mode. You've allowed that situation that you went through to cause you to go into survival mode, not only at that time, but you've gotten stuck in it, and you've been living your whole life out of that mode. You're stuck in trauma mode. You've allowed what that person did to you dictate who you are to you. And now you're stuck in trauma mode, and you've been living out of that space your whole life. Thing about life is, it is not guaranteed. There is no certain age limit. You're not guaranteed to even live the rest of this day, let alone be here tomorrow. So the question to self is, how long do I keep allowing myself to not live? Because if you're operating out of any of those states or anything other than, you're not living. I was thinking about this myself here a few days ago. I'm 44 years old. God, do I have another 44 left? I don't know. Would I like to? Absolutely. But I know it's not guaranteed. So knowing that whatever has happened in the last 44, I absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt that the next 44 or whatever I have left can't live like that. Not only that, there's still things that I want to accomplish and I want to do and whatnot. And there's no certain amount of time left here. So that means I got to go now. I got to move now. It doesn't matter about yesterday or tomorrow. The only thing that matters is right now. What you decide to do right now. Because what you are conscious of today is absolutely what you will experience tomorrow. This is the whole point of building your ladder in your former. Change that thought process now. Change that heart, that soul, that mind space now, and your life changes right now. It's yours. It belongs to you. I know it may not feel like it at certain moments. Hell, it may not even feel like it now. I know what it feels like and looks like for life to be out of control. Hell, mine has been out of control multiple times. Multiple. It's time to take your power back. So you got to start alchemizing and transmuting these energies, okay? Now, I know that there are, oh, I don't have it with me right now. See, like I said, I wasn't planning on doing this. I just got on here and, well, so I have a few little exercises that oh man. are going to help you begin to start alchemizing and transmuting. But I am going to I don't have my thing in here with me. I was gonna read them through to you, but I don't have my thing in here. So I'll probably get back on later today. Maybe not. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I will get them out. So I'm gonna end this, but I want to end this with God purifies the soul by fire, okay? I know this to be true because it happened to me. It is one of the purest expressions of spiritual alchemy, the flame of transformation, where ego, illusion, and shadow are scorched away so the true soul's gold can emerge. And remember, like I keep telling you, you are full of it. I'm telling you, you are the greatest treasure, my love, you will ever find, okay? True alchemy is not gentle. Sometimes it's divine fire. Just as God purifies the soul by fire, we too are refined through the heat of transformation. Every shadow, every trial, every burning away of what no longer serves you, it's all a part of the sacred process of transformation. The old self must melt so your true essence can shine like gold. Welcome to divine alchemy, where pain becomes purpose and heaviness becomes light. I'm telling you right now, I've gone through it before, and this is a part of your life where you go through this fire, right? But I'm telling you now, you're not going to get burned. It's going to be hot as hell, but you're not going to be burned. And then there will come a part in your life where you receive your beauty for those ashes. I'm telling you, you just have to trust your process. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Enjoy the rest of your day. But what do I want you to absolutely make sure that you do for the rest of your day? You already know. Bye bye.